What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of AOS Trash Pandas. I'm one of your hosts, Rob, and with me, as usual, is my co-host, Carbson. How's it going, Carbson?
It's going pretty well, Rib. It's going pretty well. I just got back from a really good tournament down south in Seattle. I was returning to my roots, playing all foot ogres, including a tyrant, which is
right.
So bad. So bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's too bad, but we do have like a predictions or not. Sorry, we do have a balance update on the horizon. So I think all of us have like our hopes and dreams, kind of like betting on that. You're obviously hoping for ogres. I'm hoping for Seraphon, and sorry, not Seraphon. I'm hoping for Skaven. Obviously, I mean,
interesting.
I'm hoping they do something with Seraphon. You know what I mean? Because like, there's a couple of real outliers in there, but I think overall it's good, and I kind of hope that they like, we always say this, but it's like I hope that they don't just nerf stuff. Like FEC, Slaves of Darkness. Like I hope they, give them a treat as well, because it just feels so bad, and there's people who. Yeah. But ogres though, yeah. Like so, tonight we're not doing predictions for that. If you want to see our predictions, we did that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. So that would be what, the 11th? I want to say.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, thanks to everyone for joining us. See you guys in the chat. Good evening. Whoop whoop, indeed. We are going to be predicting what's going to be revealed at Adepticon. We don't have any knowledge of it, so that's what makes it fun and interesting, and it makes us look stupid, but that's okay. That's what we're here to do. We're here to provide you with something to listen to while you paint, and to laugh at us and not with us.
Yeah. And we are stupid.
Yes.
So it's correct to assume
exactly.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
We want you. We try to be, in universe. Hear the latest rumor on 4 new spearheads. I did not. Very interesting. We've heard a lot of rumors, so we can talk about that a little bit. But first, before we get into that, so remind me, everyone, please talk about. I want to hear what Beefy's 4 new spearheads is about. I did not hear about that. There was the. Anyway, we can talk about the rumors in a little bit, but oh man, Chris, jeez. Okay, before we go on that, we've got a rumor engine that is clearly something to do with Ageofsigmar. I have an idea what I think this is, but first, would you like to make a prediction?
I think this is Gene Stealer cults. Unless I'm not able to see.
That is definitely I have 2 ideas. One of them is Gene Stealer cults. Yeah. Like, I'm hoping that they get like, okay, so like the one that I think it might be is there's a Forge World like drill thing that goes in the ground, and it's, I think, still in resin. And so I'm wondering if this is like a Horus Heresy version of that. It's like a little transport that you can just kind of pop up from underground. It was really cool and fun. So I'm thinking it's either that or it's Gene Stealer cult, maybe like a new vehicle. I don't know if they have a sorry, someone messaged me and I wanted to make sure it wasn't you being like, you're really loud or something terrible is going on. I was just like, anyway, what I kind of hope it is like the same thing, but it's the Gene Stealer version. So they can come up underground and attack you or something. But yeah. That'd be cool.
I saw Chris Bulk in the chat say KO. I don't know why that just sparked like in my mind, like the underground sect of KO, where they're just like, you know what? No one's on the ground.
Back to our roots.
We're in the air and we're below the ground.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I remember reading that in what's it called? Shadow of the Horned Rat. Like at the end of it, in the end times, that's what the dwarves do. They literally like take off into the sky. So I think they had that idea like way back in like 2013 or something like that. And but I never thought about them going back to, going back to underground. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So you know what? It seems safe enough.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, the rats are in other dimensions now. They're not all specifically in this ground. They're just in other grounds. Yeah, I like that. Exactly. Yes, we're going to talk about that as well, Beefy. Actually, speaking of which, why don't we just get it right into it? They did show yesterday the official time and everything, so that's going to be 7 p.m. tomorrow Pacific time. They're doing the preview show. It's 9 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Time, I think. And then 2 a.m. if you're in the UK, you poor bastards. So, yeah, this will be really awesome. Hopefully, I'm hoping to maybe actually watch it with y'all, but I have a dentist appointment and like a few other things, so I'm not sure if it'll work out or not. But they did show this Tyrannid... Whoops, there it is. Terrain piece that we think it clearly seems to be the like a new Kill Team box set. They accidentally like leaked a bunch of like spires and stuff before, and you know, instantly I thought, oh, this is just like that Forge World, the old Forge World terrain piece. And then we had a great debate about it in our local club about whether or not this looks like poo or something lame, or whether it's good or bad. I quite like it. It reminds me of like, you know, like those hives you'll see in like a lot of like anime and like different sci-fi sorts of things where there's these giant bugs in holes in the ground and then they come up and they eat you. But yeah, there's a little bit of nostalgia here for me. And then there's I kind of like it. If you look at the skull, you can see that it's probably on the lower side there. It's probably about as tall or maybe a little bit shorter than like a Gene Stealer, roughly, I want to say. So I think it's like a small to medium-esque piece, probably. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know. I think it looks cool. What did you think?
Is this like faction terrain, or is this?
I think it's going to be
terrain?
I think it's going to be like in the new Kill Team boxes. They come with terrain, and then they come with 2 different kill teams. So we're thinking it's going to be like Tyrannids versus something, and then they're going to have either just this or like various other pieces of Kill Team like scenario terrain, and it's going to be like Tyrannid themed, theoretically.
Gotcha.
So. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that they're doing like non-ruin / industrial.
Oh yeah.
Imperium of Man stuff. So, props for that. As far as how it looks, it kind of reminds me of like a cross section of like a bunch of arteries or something like that, or like a
totally
heart chamber.
Totally. It's kind of gross, huh?
Yeah, it's a little weird though. Like,
it is. It's not perfect for sure. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
I kind of liked it, but I mean, there is a nostalgia factor there for me as well. So, you know, yeah, I saw a lot of people pooping on it. Yeah, you'll be there live in person, Chris. You're going to Adepticon. That's freaking awesome, man. I hope it's cool. Have a great time. And then, before I forget, where is it? Oh yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll wait till we talk about the actual preview. But first, I did want to like highlight there is an article. Yo, Jason, thanks for joining us. On like what's the proper color to paint your bases. And they've got all these different. So a lot of people paint it this whatever brown this is. I don't know, because it's not for me, you know. Like when they paint it this brown, it does what I feel like it's not supposed to do, and my eyes instantly go down, and like it's I don't know, it looks like kind of like a smear of poo or something like that on the bottom, where I'm just like, and I'm not like this is not coming across as I intend, but like it's not for me, you know. And like a lot of people do this because it's like the GW way. It's like almost their official way of doing things. And then they talked about how Steel Legion Drab is like the classic or something like that, but like I don't think I've ever seen this on anyone. I just paint them black, because someone's at one point said to me it's like a picture frame, and that's why you don't even notice it. And then once I thought of that, I was like, that's so cool. I love that. But I kind of wanted to ask like everyone, like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, cause they have black on here. They have like an off-white for like snow bases. But again, I kind of notice it. I weirdly notice the white. Although I do get like what, like that kind of is like tempting to try for me even right now. And then they've got the classic goblin green, you know, but yeah, I'm curious. Chris Bach, to me, black looks unfinished. See, like I totally get it. Like that's the color that it comes in. And yet for me, like it's the only color that I don't notice. Maybe it's Steel Legion drab. I don't even know what color that actually is. Is that like a dark gray?
I think Steel Legion drab it's a khaki almost, isn't it? Like kind of tan.
Oh, is that the one that they always do?
Steel Legion drab. Yeah.
Okay, I see. I thought I just don't even own that color. Interesting. Each unit gets its own color. Same color group for regiments is your style. I actually was doing that myself, and then like sometimes I would mix the groups or whatever, and then I was just like, yeah, I got all whatever. But I never kind of looked back. And like this is the kind of thing that I think people might get hot and bothered about. Who cares? This is not important at all. Like I'm just curious because like, you know, it's weird how people can get like super married to one thing. Like I've seen people hotly debate over which way the toilet paper goes, up or back or whatever. And this seems like a topic that some people would debate even more hotly. Yo, what up, Sigmar? Scotty, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're doing some predictions tonight, and I'm just getting some people's opinions. So, did you say you do black as well?
Actually, for both of my AOS armies, I do differently, actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
There's a different reason for both. So for my ogres, I have it as like Rhinox hide, that kind of like dark, warm brown.
Totally.
But it's like really dark brown.
It is very dark.
And the reason I do that is because, yeah, exactly. The palette for my ogres isn't necessarily any like set of colors, but it's just like very warm. Actually, it's like warm skin tones and browns. It's like a lot of it, and then that red pop the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And on their bases, there's like the rock and stone and like snow and stuff like that. It's very cold, and I kind of wanted to like remind that it is a warm color scheme by doing that kind of like dark brown at the bottom instead of a black. Because if it was just black, I think it would be like too cold.
Interesting.
But with my Slaves to Darkness, because it's so colorful, I'm like, it needs to be a picture frame, like you said. Like it's too. If I had another color down there, it would be way too much sensory overload, I think.
Wow. Huh. Yeah. I've even thought about like not even doing any basing on miniatures before, like when they're for a board game, and then just painting the whole thing black so that it's you know, like it is like, because it's a game piece or whatever. But yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I think we can all agree the only one that doesn't look good is Goblin Green, right?
Yeah. Well, when I see those, I think like these miniatures were painted in the 90s.
Some of them, but like I think they still use Steel Legion drab today, like, don't they?
Well, Steel Legion drab, yeah, but Goblin Green, no.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry. I was back on that. Yeah, I was like, well, what's their excuse for Steel Legion drab? No, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, or even like a dark gray or something neutral is a good idea. I like the idea of Rhinox hide. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone doing that before, but it is a base color, so it covers super well. It is dark, and yeah, there'll be like a certain kind of matching sort of feel to it, I think, with your idea, because it is a warmer paint scheme, like you said. Yeah, that's very interesting. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Once I heard that picture frame idea, though, it was, is a sanitary issue over the top to the front. See? Yeah. I mean, a lot of it depends on the way your facilities work as well, Jason. Because I've seen them before where they're on like their own like roll, and it's not touching anything either way. I like in Japan they have these, like, everyone has these like little like metal kind of covers that go over top of it, so you can like tear the toilet paper with one hand. You never have to. It's really cool. It's ingenious. We should have them here. I'm sure they do, actually. Anyway, that's enough nonsense, actually. And then, I mean, our whole show is nonsense. I don't know what I'm talking about. Should we go on to Adepticon at the end? Should we talk about your pictures and just talk a little bit about Sparkle Party?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, because Adepticon, that'll go on for a while, and I think.
Yes. Well, hopefully.
We won't really know when to... Yeah, hopefully. We won't know when to transition off of it in time, I guess. Yeah, over the weekend I went to the Sparkle Party Deathmatch. If you tuned in for last week's show, you'll see that Rob, myself, and Kenrick, yeah, we went through every single list and rated their list names. And in doing so, there was a little note in the pack that there would be an award for best list name. Well, not only was there an award for best list name, there was an award for the top 3 list names. That was and he had me walk up and call them out at the very end as well. And we took pictures. That's amazing.
So. What an honor.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I think so. Third place was...
I've got his picture up right now.
Is that Charles Van Ness that was third place?
I don't know people by their faces.
The bronze medal, I think he's got there, though.
Yeah, that should be bronze, right?
Yeah. So Charles Van Ness with his Flesh Eater. Sorry. And so I said, Flesh Eater, I barely know her. And that first part is very important.
Hell yeah.
And then the second place one was Alex Lendicho, who was... Oh, what was it again? I have it on my phone.
It was the tree.
Yeah, I know it's tree puns, but... Gosh darn it.
While you're looking for that... Oh.
I got it. A tree lord, ... in this economy, branching out and lumbering through hard times.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And then first place, we had possibly one of the greatest of all times, Mason Knox with 2 dads, 1 chalice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So good.
Excellent job. Also, I didn't realize that the picture of Alex Landicho just popped up on stream for me.
Okay.
But Charles is just standing in the background.
Yeah, going
like...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have got silver. This is bull crap.
That's funny. And then I brought a, like... I thought it was silly. I was like, I'm just going to bring a bunch of foot ogres. I'm returning to my roots. Like, let's just have fun with this. Like, I've got it fully painted. Maybe I'll do well in painting or something like that. And I actually ended up coming third place.
Nice.
Which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Is that the picture, the final picture?
Yeah, it's me and Ricky smooching each other.
Yeah.
Just a little.
There you go.
Just imagine that noise.
Everyone. Like, I like how this guy on the right. Nice. Is that bronze?
Gold.
Okay.
Best overall. Yeah.
Oh, right. Duh. Sorry. Because you just said third, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't actually say I won best overall as well.
Yeah.
It was like
minor detail.
The combination of goal. The combination of what's it called? I think it's all 3. It's sportsmanship, paint, and generalship. So.
Sportsmanship sounds wrong, but I'll believe you. You're holding. You're holding the thing. I actually
beat up the guy that won this.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. All is right in the universe. Look at this. So, like, look at this guy on the right here, though. He looks super nervous that you guys are actually full on making out.
Is it the guy in the baseball cap with the beard and the glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Alex Gonzalez. Yeah. He joins the smooching parties at Beasley's place. Yeah.
He is looking a little jealous. That's fair.
Yeah. He's like, where's mine? God, dang it.
Yeah.
And then I also picked up some of these posters that were so if you don't know, Sparkle, you can't really see it here, but if you don't know that Sparkle Party has like custom art every single time by Stark's partner, actually, Lark. It's very amazing. Here, I'm just going to turn off my background real quick because my camera is not enjoying this, so that you can actually see it.
Hopefully we see your evil dog. But... Nice.
So you can see it's just this awesome like custom picture of Usharan, which is just like amazing. And then on the other side is the like all the Sparkle Party details and stuff like that. And I just wanted to give a shout out because, it's just amazing work. And you can go to lizardhandprints.com, I think.
Okay.
And you can actually get them shipped now. They're available all across the world.
That's awesome. I've got the Skaven one, and you and I didn't even. You were like, yeah, they're double-sided now or whatever. And I was like, were they double-sided before? And you're like, no, I don't think so. And I was just like, that'd be weird if they didn't like make an announcement. And then I flipped it up, and then sure enough, it's on the back the whole time. And like, I prefer it without the lettering on there, but it's right next to me. It's right there. Like I can touch it. Anyway, yeah. We're not very observant.
No, not really. Like at any point, we could have just like looked at the back and be like,
"Oh, back. It's clear." Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. Everyone did. Andy he went down to another one, False Alarm, also in Washington.
Yeah, in Sparwood.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yep. Not in Washington. That one's in British Columbia, actually.
Oh, duh. Oh my gosh. No wonder. Oh, okay. That makes so much more sense now. Where, like, I'm trying to remember where Sparwood is.
Sparwood's like right on the border of British Columbia and Alberta.
Wow.
So it's actually only a 3-hour drive from Calgary, I think.
Jeez.
So a lot of people will actually fly to Calgary and then drive
Mm.
from Calgary to Sparwood because it's like about a 10-hour drive from Vancouver here.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. That's pretty far. I don't even know, like, what's the closest city in BC? Like
Cranbrook or Nelson or kind of like
really?
Let me see Sparwood
because Nelson's so far south. Like it's
Sparwood's pretty far south. Yeah, Cranbrook is or Fernie as well.
Oh, Fernie. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, he had a great time there. He said he played 5 people he'd never met before, which is super awesome. Yeah, it's it's so cool. There's so many awesome tournaments going on now. Is Sparkle Party only AOS? I assume so, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Because you never like Wet Coast coming soon. Get your tickets now. It's they do everything. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not even just like Warhammer. Yeah, it's like Kings of War and Hordes and stuff like that at West Coast. But yeah, Sparwood is hosted by Dayton Aubrey, who was on Team Canada last year. He's the host of Party at the All Points podcast. And I think he does it twice a year. False Alarm
Sparwood?
and Five Alarm. Yeah.
Right. I didn't know that it was Dayton because Roman told me. Wow. Yeah. I mean, so many great tournaments going on now. It's really great to see. So
yeah.
I'd
really like to get out to Sparwood one of these days. I would have gone this year because Sparkle Party put out like a big form way ahead of time because they were like building their nonprofit and like getting people's like commitments beforehand. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Sparkle Party. And then I saw that Dayton's tournament was announced too, and I'm like, oh, that's literally the same weekend.
Dang.
Crap.
Yeah.
Like
you got to be early, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, maybe hopefully next time. It looked quite beautiful. Like it's in the mountains and stuff, and Andy was saying they fed him, and it was just like amazing. So yeah.
I don't know why you were. I took that as like Andy fed Dayton.
No.
By hand. Just like hey buddy, brought some grains for you. Yeah.
Yeah, he eats out of my hand like a bird. But no, yeah, like they were just plying him with food and drink apparently the whole weekend. So yeah.
Wow.
I think Sparwood might be the one to go to. Sparwood,
there. Yeah.
Wet Coast, and I really want to go to the what's it called? The one in Prince George?
Northern Waste.
Northern Waste. I don't know why I couldn't come up with it. Like, yeah, from the beginning. I was like, man, that one looks so sick. Anyway. It really is like about the community and everything else. And like Sparkle Party, clearly another one that people love to go to. They clearly put on a great show. So yeah. It looks fun. Looks very fun. Did you have you want to tell us about your games at all, or you're just kind of a normal tournament, you know?
Yeah, it was a fun time. I know there's a lot of. Sometimes it can be boring to listen to like exactly what happened in games and stuff like that. Battered Bison, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be at Battered Bison.
I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, Carson's going to Battered Bison, and obviously, truly one of the greats to go to. It's far, but it's fun, and everyone seems to have a great time. So
honestly, Battered Bison's like within my comfortable travel distance amount. I'm like 3 hours by plane or by car is like I'm happy with that. And that's Battered Bison's about a 3-hour flight, so that's fine. And they're amazing people. Had a great time last year. Yep, highly recommend. Even though I think it's sold out, so too bad. Yeah,
you snooze, you lose.
But yeah, it was a fun time. I had some good games. I played against Stormcast Eternals, Slaves to Darkness, Seraphon, FEC, and what was the last one? Gitz, Ricky.
Yes. Okay.
So like definitely 4 of like the toughest armies to play against, which was terrifying as an ogres player.
Jeez. But you played against Ricky last?
No, I played against Ricky second to last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you lost your second game?
Yep, against Stormcast Eternals. That was actually the score was tied, but he won on Battle Tactics.
Oh, so. Brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that's what ended up making me third place is because it counts as a minor loss.
Right.
So 4 major wins and a minor loss will do it.
I see. Yep. That's crazy.
Don says, so Estevan is closer than Winnipeg. That's true, but let me know when there's a direct flight from Estevan. From YVR to Estevan.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, you have to fly to Regina, and then it's like another 3-hour drive after that.
That's like my cousins. They're like, yeah, if you fly into like wherever the F it is, and I was just like, yeah, but then like, isn't it like a 2-hour drive from there? So like, it's either like 6 or 7 hours by car or like a, you know what I mean? 2-hour flight and then like a 2-hour drive, and I don't have a car, and yeah.
Not
anyway, what up, Sean? Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I've been missing the chat. It's not keeping up, or I'm not keeping up at all. You expect to see me there? You should expect to see me there at some point, right? Moving right along. But yeah, that's awesome. 4-1, very strong finish. Who? I know Matthias went 5-0, but he did not come in first. It was who was it again?
Dylan Terrio.
That's what it was.
He's an East Coaster. He's one of the Cities of Sigmar players. Yeah, he's a great guy. I talked to him quite a bit. I played him at North America Masters. It's the only time I ever actually played against him. But yep, great guy. Nice. Definitely deserving. Really good player. So.
Wow. Do you know if he was? I'm assuming he was playing like a mixture or like Dark Elves or something like that, or.
I think he had Dark Shards. I think he had 40 Hammers and a bunch of like the heroes that are really good at picking off priests and wizards and stuff like that. So I think we went over his list.
I think we did, and we only went over like a few. So
yeah, I specifically picked him out because I was like one of the people that are flying into the event probably have their list covered.
Right, one of the like the heavy hitters from the East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you turn your head just the right way, it looks like you got that divot out of your head again. Like that the thumbnail you made. It was great. A little down, a little more. Oh, you went past it, but I'm assuming you can see this thing. There we go. Yeah. He's surrounded by meat, and all he thinks about is meat as well. So you can actually see it.
Enters my head.
It enters your head, exactly.
Because the reflection on my head is so bright that the Google AI is just like, that can't possibly be skin. So let's filter that out.
We'll just give him more meat. That's what he likes. Hey, Mikey.
Yum, yum, yum.
Okay. So now enough fluffing about, whatever that means. I might have made up a word, or I might have said something offensive. I'm not really sure. But we do have... so Adepticon, they're doing a preview show tomorrow. So what do we think is happening? Like, okay, we already said for kill team, or I said the prevailing thought. Like I instantly thought though when we saw that terrain piece, I was like, kill team. We've been expecting it. They already told us that Tyranids have a kill team. I'm hoping it's Raveners. I would love to see new Raveners. Even more than new Raveners though, I would love to just see something new, something totally different, like the Psychophage or the what's it called? The Norn Emissary, like all those new miniatures that are really creative and cool, more insectile. I love them, and so that's what I would really like. But I've got a feeling, yeah, it's either a lot of people are calling for Shrikes because we've never had Shrikes before. Shrikes feels like that thing though where they were just like, yeah, like this is a fever dream that one of us had, and it's just something you can kind of make with your models, and I'm not sure, but. Yeah, I guess that's not really what we're here to talk about, but yeah, okay, fine. Well, no, let's save Sigmar for last. It says the old world.
You're arguing with yourself here. Like
I know.
As if you're being interrupted by someone. You're like, well, okay,
yeah.
Like no one has
got too many thoughts. Exactly.
It's wrestling with your own brain.
It's true. Well, I felt like I could feel you going like, okay, like let's just no. That's what I can feel. Anyway, do you have any predictions for the old world?
I genuinely have no idea what's happening in the old world, to be honest.
I'm not
sure.
believe we're getting Beastmen next. I don't play the old world, but like I believe that's what I heard or was told. Heard. Gotcha. Anyway, so that's what I'll predict for that. It's been a year, I think now, since it came out, so maybe they're going to be doing something kind of cool, maybe some kind of announcement like we're going to see some of the other things are coming back. Ladificus, I'd love some Chorfs, but I think it's too soon. Do you mean for Sigmar? Charves are coming for sure. You feel it in your bones. Dang. Now, do you guys mean the old world, or do you mean Sigmar? Because like I could see it. I actually think it's more likely to come to the old world, personally. Just because, like, Total War brought them in and they were really popular.
I could see it being Sigmar. I don't think that we're going to see them tomorrow, though.
I don't think so either. Because we know that there's Soulblight's next, and we haven't seen everything for Soulblight. We know that there's more that we haven't seen.
Well, we've seen all like the Barrow Knights and like the new Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon and stuff like that.
Have we seen the terrain piece? Oh, we did. We did see the terrain piece.
Yeah,
we saw the spells. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe you're right.
I think we've seen everything there is to see for Soulblight. And they've kind of been doing like a weird thing where...
Okay.
So we just got the Gits book, right?
Yes.
The Soulblight army box is not out yet, but it was revealed like a really long time ago.
It was revealed like during the last major reveal stream. Yeah.
So we're still not going to have it in our hands yet, but I think another army is going to be revealed. Because when Soulblight was revealed, we didn't have Git either, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So they feel kind of behind. So I think we're going to see...
They do feel behind. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I think it's going to be... Because what we know on the horizon, we've got FEC, we've got KO.
We know that IDK is next.
Yeah.
And then Night Haunt. And then we know we have, FEC, KO, and Khorne on the horizon. And then there's a mystery army in the distant horizon, right? Shipping delayed, SBG, or Soulblight. Interesting. What up, Damien? Thanks for joining us. Beasts of Chaos and Woodies. At least one model from Cathay in a mystery book. That'd be crazy. Screw those other games. I agree, Ladificus. Screw those other games. Indeed. Yeah. So I don't know, like here's what I want. My dream scenario is special box for IDK. And something interesting. I was talking about it with Eric the other day. I think on Thursday, actually, so on Thursday we are doing a battle report. It's going to be Eric Seraphon versus my Aiden Deepkin. We're both bringing fun silly lists. I'm bringing 2 sharks and, just a bunch of whatever. I don't have the good eels, so I'm bringing the Morsargard. I love Morsargard. They're just cool. Anyway, and he's bringing a bunch of stompy monsters and Seraphon, a bunch of Triceratops. So, but like, obviously Skaven's my favorite army, blah, 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 blah. Everyone knows that. And then what is my next favorite? It usually depends on like what's going on, whatnot, but it's always Seraphon and Iden Deepkin, right? But Deepkin clearly needs more models. And so I was kind of talking about that with Eric the other day, and I was saying like, I really want Crab Cavalry. Like, it's something that like, this isn't my own original idea. Like, it was something like I thought about. Like, originally I was thinking like a giant crab monster, or like something more like the spawn of Chotek. It's got like handlers and they're kind of prodding it along, something like that, but with a giant like crab with like one big pincher. But but then someone said Crab Cavalry, and I was like, yes, I agree, sold. I would like that. But then Eric was kind of saying there's already too many cavalry. Like there's eels and then there's sharks. I mean, you got the king on his thing, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of like, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I don't know. Like, I don't really want more foot soldiers in particular, but like, I'm curious what other people think. Like,
it could be like I feel like Iden Deepkin is ripe for beast units,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
and
true.
if you had like a squig type unit where it was just like a bunch of wranglers and just like wild crabs or some other like crazy sea monsters, I could see something like that.
I'd like that.
Because you're right, it is very cavalry heavy.
Yep.
But maybe that's okay.
But like what else do we like? Achillean on foot? Doesn't that seem lame as hell to you?
Yeah.
Right? And like also like Achilleans are 1 in 100, literally, right? So like, give them a mount, man. Like, just give it. Or if we are gonna do like like you could have Namardi beast wrangling and that kind of thing, but yeah, is an elite unit of 5 dudes. That was the rumor back when we heard that Iden Deepkin were gonna be like in December or January. So like, I hope that rumor is not true. I don't know. I just think that like 5 like Achilleans on foot. Like, also, how do you balance that? Like, how do you not make them? Because Namardi they feel so terrible to play. Like, you can play Reavers, like they've always been kind of playable and whatnot, but man, like Thralls feel so bad. I actually started making a list of like the Thralls I had, a Thrall Master and everything, and I was just like, man, this just feels bad. I just want to play Beasts, man. I just want to play Cavalry. What up, Dan? Okay, I almost forgot. Episode 8, the grand finale of Heretic Hunt, is out today. I watched it earlier when I ate, and it was amazing. Truly, it just gets better and better. I cannot recommend it enough. Check it out. It's like my favorite thing on YouTube, and it ended today, and that kind of sucks as well. But it ends, it finishes. There's foreshadowing to come. Odd Void channel, Heretic Hunt. Oh, it was so good. And what was weird is it didn't pop up on my feed for the first time ever, because I always like them. By the way, if you're watching this and you're enjoying yourself, please consider subscribing and liking the video. The liking the video and commenting and doing those things is actually the best thing that you can do to get them to pop back up. And so that's why I was surprised today when episode 8 didn't pop up, was because all the other ones popped up, because I always it's something I know I'm gonna like something, I just like it ahead of time, because that way, you know what I mean, you're sure to, you won't forget that way. But yeah, it's super good. You love the finale, Matthew? My pleasure. I just love it. Like, I tend to talk about things that I love. Yeah, the final thing, like, don't spoil it in the chat. Please, no spoilers in the chat, and no spoilers in the comment section either for people that are going to watch it. But the final thing, like, I'll just say, the throw. Like, that moment is just something that it's just insane. Like you just never. Anyway, it was so good. Yeah, please check it out. Anyway, back to Deepkin. I don't want to forget. I would love to see Crab Cavalry. I would love to see a giant Kraken with an Impaler on it. I did hear about the 5 Achillean on foot, but I hope that that's not true. I hope we get a box of cool stuff. I wouldn't even mind more Namarti, to be honest. Like, I like Namarti. I like their idea. I think they're hard to kind of balance. I don't know what do they need to do with Namarti Thralls? Like, what can they do to make them playable?
Make them fast? Like, the main issue with the army is that you have this, like, lightning fast core of eels and monsters and stuff like that. And the Namarti just, like, can't keep up. And it feels like there's just no synergy, right? So maybe if you made synergy on the Namarti side of the book, but then you kind of have an issue, it's, like, divided, right?
Yeah.
It's like you just have, like, 2 different armies crammed into one book. So, like, how do they interact? Yeah.
Well, exactly. And it's like you've got Storm Vermin, right? And they're on a 4-up save. And, like, I don't know, like, Storm Vermin are not considered great. You know, I definitely think they have their uses, but that's not what I'm talking about. My point is, like, they're like 120 points or something like that. And Thralls are only 100 points, but they're like 10 wounds on a 5-up. You know? And they pay for their, like, they cost more points because they can be deadly in certain situations. But then, you know, like, I don't know. My idea was, like, they see things in the Ether Sea, and so they have a 5-up Ethereal. So that at least then they always get their save. Or that's my idea anyway. I don't... Because, like, even with a 5-up Ethereal, I don't know if I want to pay 100 points for them. You know?
Yeah.
They're
in a weird spot. I think the way to make someone want to bring a unit, I think, is to give them some kind of combo.
Yeah.
Like, there's the simple option of just, like, making them so efficient that it's the obvious choice to take, and that's kind of boring, I think. But if you have a combo that works, or, like, something synergizes in the army, I feel like that's the best way to convince someone to want to take something.
Yep.
So,
well, you can take the Soul Render, you can bring a few guys back, like 2 or 3 back, but then you could 33% of the time you get nothing on the unit. And it only works on, like, 1 unit, right? So, like, and then, like, with the Thrall Master, you can make them -1 to wound in combat. But what if instead it was, like, hero phase, pick a Namarti unit or a Thrall's unit or whatever, and then pick one of these things, and then it lasts until your next hero phase. So you could always have them, like, -1 to hit, and, like, then they start getting a little bit interesting. I think you need to leave them at their points, though, even then, to be honest. But yeah, give Thralls less stuff, make them kind of crappy, easy to kill, but numerous and cheap as hell. Like, maybe make them the twisted zombie vampire spawn unit, like zombies. Yeah, I would be down for that too. You know, the hard part right now is they're on 32s, like they've always been on 32s. So yeah, like, I like that too. Like, they're kind of still clutching on to, like, their ideas that they had from first edition, and it's like, the tides are super cool, super thematic, and I actually hope that they keep them. You know, if they rewrite them, I'm fine with that too. But the tides just feel so right. Like, whoever made that up is a freaking genius. But the Thralls, I think they kind of need to go back to, you know, basics with them. Just a rewrite. I think they need to kind of for Morsar. For the Ishlian, they kind of did do that, and I like it a lot more now. They're way more interesting. But Morsar, like, they're just like a worse version of what they were before. You know, so yeah. Yeah. I like that idea. Make them the plebes that the knights use as a meat shield to hold objectives that they secured. Yeah, like, I like all these ideas, you know. Namarti buff. Soul Render can destroy Namarti units at 1 to 2 strength. Interesting. Like a slan where you roll or something, hey? Is that what you're saying, Matthew? That's a cool idea. It was the dumbest, by the way, Dan earlier said about his thing. But But Dan, yes, it was the dumbest thing. He's talking about Heretic Hunt, but it was also amazing, and I loved it. And I sent you a message, and that I think that was you actually responding. Now that you say that, but yes, I will look at it later. Oh, and by the way, I did hear Etsy go off. Thank you to whoever bought some dice, and thank you to Tom who bought dice yesterday. I can't remember. Thank you, both of you. I love you all. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. So, Carson, I'm sorry. I have taken away. Do you think we will see Deepkin previewed or tomorrow at Adepticon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
What is your reach into the crystal ball for me, Carson, and pull out a nugget of truth, of clairvoyance?
I am good at reaching into things and pulling out nuggets.
I've heard that.
I think my gut reaction is to like compare it to what we've seen before, like in the previous army boxes or what we've seen already.
Right.
So far we've gotten Gitz expansions of like really old models, and then Soulblight was just refresh. And I think Idneth is going to be the same thing as Gitz, where you just have like an expanded part of the army. Kind of thing.
Right.
And sorry, you look like you're about to say something. You were excited to say it.
No, I thought you were going to say it. I thought you had. I thought you. I think you might have helped me find the nugget.
Okay.
You said Gitz.
Yeah.
What was in the Gitz box?
Chariots.
Manta Ray chariots.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Well, they already have like Manta Ray chariot looking things in Tzeentch. That's the only thing that might be a little.
That's a good point. Yeah, the screamers. Yeah. Okay, but we can't have sharks again, because sharks again is like it feels like okay. Well, we already have them, right?
Yeah. Chariots is a good line of thinking though, because like they don't have something that. Yeah. I guess like the Leviathan is that's like a war machine.
It's like a war elephant. You know,
Beefy in the chat. I've said that for ages.
Have you?
No, Beefy. This is a completely fresh perspective and new idea. Sorry,
I mean, straight up, I've never I gave credit to whoever said crab cavalry. Like that wasn't my own original idea. I had ideas for crabs and different things, but yeah. Sorry, Beefy. Never heard that.
Swordfish would be cool.
I was thinking Marlin. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to interrupt. I could see that, but like it would have to be interesting. Like it would have to be like it couldn't be like the Marlin can't be regular Marlin. Like, you know, everyone calls it a turtle. It's not a turtle. Like the design concept behind that is a dragon mixed with a sea turtle, which is so much cooler, right? So they need to come up with something like along those lines, right? Now, yes, I want an octopus. Octopus is my favorite animal. Everyone knows that. That's why the freaking logo. Like, if you look at the bottom left side of your screen, you'll see a kraken. That's because that is octopus is by far my favorite animal. I want a kraken. I've been saying this since AOS 1. And I actually predicted that it would happen in AOS 2 when we got our book. We never got a book in AOS 2, but like I've been predicting this literally for 7 years now. I originally back then Forge World was still a part of it, so I said Embaler, which is the Ina Deepkin like animal tamer person. They have like an Ishran animal tamer person, and there's like short stories, and I actually put that in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord link in the description below, and it's totally free and everything, and we talk about all sorts of stuff on there. But I was talking about all the amazing Idneth Deepkin short stories that they've been out there, and the Embalers was like the second one. The first one was like this KO treasure guy. Anyway, Embaler on Kraken is something I've wanted from the beginning. I predicted Forge World at the beginning because I wanted it to be really big. So I was thinking like something like the Dreadsaurian, but with a Kraken instead and a round base. Yeah, that's what I want the most by far. Oh, shoot. Grady, thank you so much. Did you see that? Grady ordered some Meat King dice. I will have them sent out by tomorrow. Should be by tomorrow. Tomorrow's very busy, and I am trying to get home in time to do the 7 o'clock preview show, which was what we're talking about tonight. Thank you so much. I did hear that notification. So yeah, Kraken is like the thing that I want the most. It's my favorite animal. Please give it to me, GW. I don't care what I have to do. I will sell Carson's mother into human trafficking if I have to.
You will?
Yeah.
Yep. You will? He already has her.
Yep. I mean, it was just
one
so
button
easy.
click away.
Add to cart.
Yeah. And you can get her on Stag Up Dice Etsy. No, yeah.
Free when you buy 40 or more Meat King dice.
Yeah. While supplies last.
Oh my god. But yeah, like I think Chariot. I think that's the answer. I could see Marlin. What else is there though? Let's come up with like there's eel in the ocean, we already got those. There's sharks in the ocean, we already got those. I think a whale is kind of far-fetched.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like as far as the things that we should expect to see more of, crabs is like the big archetype that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Crustacean.
Crustacean. We haven't seen a kraken, like you said, and then we haven't seen like a big school of fish either.
Right.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And now, when you said about the prodding, the thing, I was like, what if they're swimming? You know, like piranha.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people have been saying that like the endless spells when we get them will be some kind of school of fish, like a Sharknado style thing that just digs away you like the Tasmanian Devil on Looney Tunes. But let's see. Like the one that comes with Lotan. Yes. Yeah. What's his name? Oktar. Yeah. Or that isn't Oktar. Yeah.
It would be cool to see them lean into like the soul stealing technology in some way too. Like if they had like actual like soul stealing like gear and they were like pinning people down and it was like a debuff unit. It'd be cool to see like a dedicated debuff unit. I would like that a lot.
That is like in the lore, the soul render can do that. Like his lure light, like it makes you like your soul like kind of leave your body, and his hook I think can literally drag people's soul out of their body and stuff like that. But yes, like give us more of that. Yeah, that would be awesome. Now, would that be a mage or would that be like a new kind of Isharan, or is that what the Tidecaster is doing? Because
I'd like if that was just like a different kind of infantry. Like just like walking along the battlefield, just like collecting people's souls and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. What if they're like semi-combat focused? Like they don't, like they kill people, and then when it's kind of like NDP, like even though I hate that mechanic, what if they like get enough charged up, they can bring back a whole unit of Namarti once per game, or half a unit of Namarti, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so true, because like if you look at the lore and whatnot and how they describe them in the battle tomes, like people go into these ghost towns and the people are still alive, but all their souls are gone. And like some people are dead, but like sometimes the whole town is still alive. It's the lore behind them is so freaking awesome. But yeah, like absolutely, some kind of like debuffing, monster that can like bring stuff back, or not monster. I don't mean that like literally. I mean like like they're just terrifying, as in that sort of version of a monster. Yeah, that would be sick. That would be awesome. Does Idoneth do not currently have endless spells? I'm sure they're going to get them, though. Orcs got them. Like, man, this guy's... I hope there's 4. I hope there's 4 in there. Because, like, there's so many cool ideas they could do. With Deepkin in particular. Yeah. Sharknado. Or some kind of, like... school of fish that's like a bunch of piranha spinning around and eating stuff. There's probably going to be one that's a wave of some kind. Yeah. Whale only works if it's a big centerpiece transport for Namarti. Yeah, kind of. And then it's like, how big do you make that thing? Like, do you put it on like a 170 oval, like a night base or something like that? And then you're just like, I don't know. Like I'm going to be playing, I'm playing in like a slow grow. I actually made an account on BCP for the first time ever. Um, and I'm playing in Andy's slow grow, and it's an 800 point game, and I'm using the mega boss on Ma Crusha, and I'm just like, God dang, this thing is so big. It's gonna feel terrible to play with it, but it's only an 800 point game, so it's like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? There should be more space on the board because whatever. But yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Is
the board actually smaller in that slow grow?
That's what I asked. He said no. And they have their own thinking behind it. And there's like limits on manifestations. You can only have one manifestation, no cron spine. And, you know, there's all these very interesting rules. They have a philosophy behind it. I'm curious to kind of see, you know, but yeah. So, what's that? Throat's getting dry. If you read the Soul Slayer Gotrek novel, it is an Idnith novel, and there's like this, one of the Idnith characters that's in it, she has this like confidant that's like this like miniature kraken or like some kind of cephalopod or mollusk kind of thing with tentacles and maybe a shell, I can't remember, and it like talks to her psychically, and it's like a soul scryer where it can like see super far through the ether sea, but like crazy far, way farther. But the other idea too is that in the Aina Deepkin novel, what's it called, Court of the Blind Prince, I think it's called, their Prince Lurien is like the protagonist in it, and he gets this giant chariot at the end of it, and it's like, I don't want to spoil it, but it has a giant monster. So like, do we think maybe like, would they put a named character in the box? It'd be kind of centerpiece-ish though, based on the description, or maybe they make it a little smaller, but it's terrifying in the novel.
I don't know that they've done that before with the army boxes.
Right? That's what I was thinking. What about the Gitz one? Is one of those guys a named character?
I don't remember.
The guy who's got like the neck like that.
Yeah. Maybe he is a named character.
But like, I think you're right. I mean, they did it with Dominion. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks for looking at that. Wow. I was surprised your whole face didn't go into the meat dimension there.
Drogs the Sun Trumpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a named character.
But like, is he only a named character, or can you build him as like a? Because that's what, like, I assumed you could build him as a regular dude. Yeah, Ludivicus. Yeah, that's the one. I know we're on a delay here. Nighthawk got faction terrain? Wait, what? I don't remember that.
It's shared with the Soulblight kit.
Is it really?
I believe so. Yeah.
What? I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thanks for telling me. He's only named? That's so dumb. Like, no offense, whatever. But, like, would have been so easy. Like, 2 extra bits, and he becomes a non-named guy. And then you sell a bunch of those things. Yeah, that's lame. Whatever. I mean, like, so then I guess they would. And it's a question of, I mean, we just got it too. We need a whale, Big Ron. I'd be fine with a whale. I'd be fine with a whale as long as I get my Kraken and my crabs. Also some kind of crustacean. As long as I get my crabs. Yeah. Or like a lobster or whatever. Yeah. Crabs, Kraken, and what? It's got to start with like a CR or a KR, right? Crabs, kraken, and
Crepes.
crepes. Nailed it. Orca, says Jason. Well, yeah, I mean, like, if it's an orca-esque whale, I wouldn't want a whale and then also an orca, which is also another kind of whale, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know what? You could have, like, some kind of fantasy orca pulling a chariot. Like, I always think about, like, two animals pulling a chariot, but like, Prince Lurian's amazingly awesome, check out Guy Haley's novel, and I won't spoil it for you. Yeah, I've been saying that for a while too, but there's so many things that we want. Okay, let's move on, right? Because I feel like we've kind of covered it.
IDK.
Yeah, IDK. If you guys have any more suggestions in the chat or in the comment section, I would love to hear it. Yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, everything we've seen so far has been a pretty big overhaul, except for Slaves to Darkness. Like, everything has gotten something pretty good so far.
Right.
Like,
Orcs,
obviously, Orcs got a faction terrain piece, manifestation lore,
yeah,
and a foot hero.
A named hero,
but the
yeah.
faction terrain piece and manifestation lore is still pretty big. Like, that's still a...
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. I wasn't sure.
At least call it medium, right? Like,
yeah, I would call that like a, I think that's a medium release, because anytime where you have an army box of totally new miniatures, that's a large release, right? And then
exactly.
If you get like a refresh, that's a full on refresh, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like, how many books did we get in 3rd edition that were just like a new foot hero?
Yeah.
New foot hero, right?
Almost all of them.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder, is 4th edition just like the addition of expansions and revamps and stuff like that?
They kind of been doing that with 40K, so it sort of lines up.
Interesting. Because it would be crazy for like every single army to be getting like all of these things and
right,
and like army boxes and whatnot. Because like, did Orcs get an army box when they got like all of their new refresh in 3rd edition? Like Dawnbringers?
No, they got a Christmas box.
Okay, but they got like a whole bunch of new models, right?
Oh yeah.
So like,
Ironjaw's,
like every army that's been released in like as a book in 4th edition so far has had like some kind of big refresh in the past year.
Yeah.
Or a year or 2 years rather.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy.
It's been amazing. We're in a golden age. Cav Hero for IDK, we have the Achillean King and we have Lotan, which is the same kit, but not. It was.
Is it Volturnos? Not
Volturnos, yeah.
Lotan.
There's also the regular. Did I say Lotan?
Yeah.
Yeah, brain fart. I meant the regular Achillean King on Deepmare, and then you've got Volturnos as well. But I wouldn't mind another one. Like, I actually think that's a good idea. Like, I actually think that they should stay away mostly from foot heroes and Nideth, just because. Actually, yeah, we should have like some kind of Ishran on some kind of cavalry. Like they've got the Deepmare. I don't know why, even when it comes to like, if we get a chariot unit, like, they've made it this thing called a Deepmare, which is like wildly creative. We could just have something like that. We don't actually need, it doesn't need to be like a Marlin or like a, you know what I mean? Like a manta ray. Yeah.
I think it's just like, what will it be inspired by? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The turtle. Yeah. What was the Deepmare inspired by though? Like a seahorse?
Horse?
Yeah. That's probably true.
Evening, Big Ron, calling me out in the chat specifically. How dare you? Also, I like that Eli says, by the way, orcas are not actually whales, just jacked, mean dolphins. Jason says,
I think they're defined as whales, but I don't know how much you're joking, and I don't really know
are
that
orcas whales? They are technically a type of dolphin.
Really? Wow,
Yep.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that. That must have changed, because they were definitely, I remember them on the chart of whales when I was a young lad. Huh.
Yeah, it says orcas, despite their killer whale name, are the largest members of oceanic dolphin family
Oh, wow.
Delphinidae.
Very
This
interesting.
means they're technically a type of dolphin. Yet their impressive size and formidable hunting skills contribute to their whale-like perception.
Wow.
Did I keep going?
I think I'm okay. But
Okay.
yeah, they're super cool. Like whale killers. I mean, they kill a lot of sharks too. Like they'll go right after like great whites and stuff. Interesting. Sea lions. Sea lions? Yeah, it needs to be more interesting than that. I think it needs to be something really crazy and creative. But okay. I mean, Idid is like probably my second favorite faction. It just depends on the time of day, whether it's Seraphon or IDK. But now we should talk a little bit about Night Haunt. First, question the first, are we going to see some kind of Night Haunt, or is Night Haunt going to be at the preview in any capacity?
I don't think so. They seem to be focusing on one army at a time with these big announcements.
Right. Yeah. And if IDK is going to get like a major refresh, then surely they're going to be the focus of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the armies that probably won't get big, huge refreshes are probably going to be like FEC, Night Haunt, because they already have like a really deep and new range. And then what else do we know is coming out this year? KO, I could see getting more units for sure. Corn,
totally. And KO's is older than IDK. It's a first edition, like mid edition model or range rather. But here, let me say one thing. Okay. I do think that FEC are going to see some stuff because I think they want to take anything that they can use in the old world and put it back in the old world. So I wouldn't be super surprised if we saw like a new Crypt Flayer line and like Vargeist and whatnot. You know what I mean? And like they kind of changed them and put them back in the old world and did something like that. But Night Haunt, I really hope they get one thing. What does Night Haunt need, Carson?
I mean, I'm seeing in the chat the answer, I think.
Are you? Oh, yeah.
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 I think it is. And I agree 100%. A monster. Like they don't have any.
Some kind of monster, right? So I was talking about, because Liam, my son, loves Night Haunt. And we played 2 games of Spearhead over the weekend. And he loves it. But like, the Night Haunt Spearhead is so lame. Do you know what's in the Night Haunt Spearhead, Carson?
What's that?
It's 10 Chain Rasp Horde, 10 Chain Rasp Horde, 5 Grimghast Reapers, 5 Grimghast Reapers, 3 Spirit Hosts, and a Knight of Shrouds on foot. It's so lame and it's so boring, right? So that was our first game. I played Skaven. And then in our second game, I played the Warp Spark Skaven with the Storm Fiends and the Warp Lightning Cannon and whatnot. And he played Soulblight. And Soulblight has 2 units of 10 skeletons, a unit of Blood Knights, a unit of Vargeist that come in on turn 3, a Vampire on foot. And is that everything?
I think so.
Yeah. And like it's so much more dynamic and interesting, and there's so much more like going on, visually interesting and everything else, different silhouettes, everything. And so he's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna play the Night Haunt one. But like it kind of feels like that, like in their army. Like I know they've got I do understand that they have the Black Coach. And the Black Coach is easily the best model, I think, in the entire range. But like bring back the Morngulls. I was talking about it with him. I was like, what if we got a pack of 3 Morngulls, right? And they're crawling up the battlefield like in Total War. You know what I mean? Like all low to the ground and stuff. And then you got like a Morngul like Haunter or whatever they call it. It's like this giant one, more in line with the Forge World model it's quite big. That'd be so sick. Like, they need monsters. Like, that's all they need, and then you're done. Yeah. I don't know.
Yep. I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna have to agree with the chat one more time.
Okay.
Crab Ghost. Yep. Crab Ghost.
The best of both worlds. Why did I think of that? Ugh.
Yep. That's probably what the preview is gonna be, to be honest. Is you buy the IDK box, and it can either be a crab or a crab ghost, depending on how you paint it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you just paint it with Hexwraith Flame? Crab Ghost.
Yep.
Do you paint
Crab
it
Ghost.
red? Crab. Yeah. Or
Yeah. Multi-kit armies for two different multi-kit boxes for two different armies.
that would be so sick, though. But I think that like their ghosts tend to be like they're like human ghosts. So like, I don't know, but like yeah.
Why do
I
they
hope
have
they
to
do.
be, though?
What's that? They don't
So why do
have
they
to
have to
be.
be, though?
That's just what they've been doing.
No, I know, but that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, like, it'd kind of be cool if they branched out into anything ghosts.
Oh yes,
Like,
totally
you could
agree
make-
with that.
I don't know, for instance, ogre ghosts, and they'd be big. And
yeah.
like, there's got to be ogre ghosts.
Ogre
right?
ghosts on 50mm bases.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think like, you know what would be like even cooler though than like a new Morngul is like this giant wraith with like no legs. You know what I mean? Like a flowing cloak, and you don't see it, or and then like a giant scythe, and like maybe it has hands like skeletal hands, or maybe it doesn't have anything. Like they model it so that like the sleeve comes up and there's no hands and there's no head and it's just kind of floating there. You know what I mean? And it just floats above and it's on like an 80 or 100 mil like round. Oh, I'm like making up things that I want now, but okay. So we don't think we're going to see Night Haunt. Well, actually I should read the chat just in case. With a limited edition clear plastic version. Yes. Yeah. For the crab. Oh man. FEC Terrorgeist Morbeg Knight Hero. Ooh, I like Morbeg Knight Hero. I like that. New Terrorgeist. And would that be a dual kit? I feel like it should be. And then we send the other one packing. Something like the Necron's Nightbringer Catan. Yes. Yeah. Carson has that model in metal. Yeah. Or you had it.
But yeah.
Did you sell it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh no, that's a classic. Hope you got a.
Was.
It was a classic.
That thing was such a. I know it's a classic. Every time you try to play it in a game, it just goes like tunk, and its arm breaks off, and you're like, all right, well.
That lasted 2 minutes. Yeah, that's true. Okay. What do we got? Foot Wizard or Priest? Is that for Night Haunt? I assume that makes sense. Yeah. Well, you've got the Guardian of Souls right now. You've got so many foot heroes in Night Haunt. Like, it's insane. You've got the Executioner, all the named characters. You've got the Guardian of Souls. You've got like the Scriptor Mortis. Is what's his name? Alan the Downer or whatever.
Right. No, he's in he's in like a boat or something.
His name's Alan, sir.
Alan the Downer.
Does he count as cavalry?
I think so.
Okay. So he's
yeah,
like a
he is
cavalry hero. But you got the Knight of Shrouds on foot. You got the Knight of Shrouds on whatever. There's so many foot heroes. It's crazy. Casper the Friendly NOS? Nuance Brew? Oh, is that like Knight of Shrouds?
Oh, maybe.
But they use an N instead of its... why wouldn't they use KOS? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's crazy beefy. I didn't know that. We've seen OBR have other creature skeletons. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, it makes sense. I wasn't saying, like, I actually would prefer that, but like I just haven't seen them do anything. Oh, Ghost Dragon? That's the thing I want now. I don't think they're going to do it, though. I don't think they're going to do it. Or even just some crazy ass creature. But yeah. Man, I wonder if there's like anyone who will see this video, like even in the future, like, oh, we should have done that. That would have been way cooler than just a giant human ghost, which is what we did. You know?
That'd be terrible. I don't. They just made like a giant ghost.
Well, I mean, like
big. Yeah.
Like honestly, like I was thinking of like Death from the Castlevania games. He's like this giant wraith with like a scythe, and he throws it and whatnot. That would be cool, but like I don't think that would be as cool as some kind of like beast, you know, or something along those lines. But yeah, a Morngul would be even a Morngul, like that's their own, or maybe it's not. It's from a time where they weren't making a lot of their own original content. Ghost Dreadsaurian, hell yeah, dude! I've still got mine. It is in that cupboard behind me that you can't see because we're in this gaming dimension. Yeah, living in a gnawhole. A ghost giant, ghost babes, King Broad's ghost. He's not dead. Ghost Dragon, then OBR should get a Bone Dragon. Boom, all death have dragonish units. I would be here for that, you know? Yeah. The only one I wouldn't care as much about would probably be like a Bone Dragon, I think. It's fine, it's interesting, it's cool and all, but yeah. Well, I mean, who doesn't like dragons though? You know? Like the only thing bad, and I know like the Maw Crusha's like some kind of Wyvern or something, but like, you know, like Wyvern, Dragon, they're all freaking rad. But like, the only downside to the Maw Crusha is that it's on a 160 millimeter round. Like, I actually don't think they should make anything on a 160 millimeter round unless they like change a bunch of other stuff about the game, you know, and make the terrain maps bigger again or something. I don't know. Yeah. And the new Prince Vordry's on a 160 millimeter round, hey?
Oh, is he? I think that if something's going to be that big, it should probably be fast, just to accommodate for being like flyover stuff.
Yeah.
And the Maw Crusha is not, like, it's 10-inch move.
That's crazy.
It doesn't cut it.
Yeah. It basically moves its base length. Like, what? Like, how are you supposed to clear stuff, man? Only downsize your bases. Yes. Fat Dragon. And I'm here for it. I love the Maw Crusha. Like one of the coolest models they ever made. And it's like super old. They have spicy predictions that people will have fun in Adepticon. Yeah. That is pretty spicy. People having fun at a tournament. I don't know, man. Okay. So, will we get a roadmap? Or like a more in-depth roadmap? Like everyone instantly figured out Khorne, FEC, KO for that bit. You know? Will we get like more added on to the roadmap?
I don't know that we will. I think that we've been seeing they're kind of like hijacking these really big events and then also their own events to announce the next big things.
Right.
And they're so evenly spaced throughout the year that I don't think that they have to be like, here's the entire plan for the year anymore.
I agree. Yeah.
Because like we have Adepticon now. We're going to have the US Open Dallas, I think, in May. The Edmonton Open is going to be in June. Tacoma's in July. The World Championships is going to be in November. So it's like very just covering all parts of the year. And LVO is going to be in October now, which is another big thing.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I totally agree. Like, I asked it just to, you know, make things to talk about. But, like, I think especially considering, like, I think it was Beefy that said, that Soulblight got delayed. Someone said Soulblight got delayed because of shipping or something like that. That seems kind of real to me. Like I've been expecting to see them every Sunday and then we haven't seen them. So that sounds very realistic to me. So like with that in mind, Like they're kind of feel like everyone, like you and I both separately were thinking, yeah, they feel behind. So especially if they're behind, like doing a roadmap, like I think that they probably originally were thinking like, yeah, and then when we get to Adepticon, maybe we'll do a roadmap and it'll kind of just leapfrog forward like that. But yeah, I think maybe now they might have scrapped it. You know? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the backlog that they have is still quite a lot of armies.
Yeah.
We cover
yeah.
most of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about Soulblight. Like I really like Soulblight and I collected them when they came out in AOS 2. But if Idith is getting like a proper refresh, I might have to, you know, like everyone man your what does it go like to your stations? What do you know what I mean? Like when they talk about like on a submarine or something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone to your stations. Yeah. So,
I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't really know either. I mean, it's like,
okay.
well, like everyone like to your, you know, like, what are they? I don't know what I'm trying to say right now.
Battle stations?
Like, battle stations. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Battle stations.
I still don't know what you mean by that.
Oh, like I'm saying like, it's like freaking go time. Like it's time to, yeah. Like I can't mess around. I mean, I've been, you know, the nice thing about Skaven is like I have most of the stuff anyway, and so I'm just like that was truly like the greatest gift that GW ever gave to me. It's just like re-releasing Skaven, and so I'm just constantly painting Skaven. I've always got something Skaven on my painting table, and it's been lovely. I've been converting and having so much fun. But Deepkin would be like, yeah, it'd be like battle stations. Like we need to, this is go time. So yeah. So I'm not really sure what I'll do with Soulblade at that point. But then luckily after that, you know, Night Haunt, that's fine. If my kid, you know, wants to get back into it, then that's great. But if not, then we'll leave it there. And then what else? And then there's KO. Don't care. I'm glad they exist. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my army. It's not for me. Khorne, same thing. You know, FEC. You know, like it depends on what we get. You know, but I might collect. You know, I might grab one or two things out of there. KO jet ski, James Bond style speedboat. You guys are on crack, and I'm here for it. Yeah. Well, don't forget, everyone. We did. Okay. So, there's two things. Bahamut said Warcry Season 3. I think you mean like Warcry, like version 3, right? Like we're in AOS 4. It would be Warcry 3.0. That was my prediction for the year. Do you remember that? I said this summer or whatever, we're going to get like we got Kill Team last year. We're going to get Warcry. And I hope that they really remix it, like they did with the current version of Kill Team, or even more so the last version of Kill Team, where they revamped it and they made it way better. Like that's what I really want. That would be like right after IDK, not refresh, but what would you call that? Because they're not refreshing anything; they would be getting all new units. Because if they did anything else, it'd be crazy.
Expansion?
Expansion. Thank you. Much better. Much better. Yeah. Warhammer preview show was May 2024, just because AOS had its own show. So they had a 40K, 30K one, then Nova in August, then Warhammer Day in October, which may be LVO this year. Yeah, maybe. Something KO. But like, okay, so Warcry, I would love to see Warcry, and like some people might say, well, it's not on the thing here. But if they're doing like Warcry Season 3, that would be like a surprise or something, right? So I could see it either way. But what was the other thing? I lost it now. There was something else. Someone said something that reminded me of something else. Oh, no. Yeah, actually, it was my own original thing. If you all remember, during the last preview, we got like a mystery set of eyes, which is hopefully going to be a new army. Like, hopefully that's a brand new army, right? Coming in the summer.
Which preview was that? Was that LVO?
I think so. It was me and I think it was Beefy that did it with me. Or it was definitely Beefy was there for that that preview. I think the surprise will be Horus Heresy's new edition. That seems pretty likely, actually. Well, maybe not yet, because it'll come out in July. They usually do it like a month ahead of time. Maybe though. Yeah, that could be. When did they last announce it, Caleb? Yeah, that's true, Bahamut. Chorfs, Chaos Dwarfs, Warcry 3rd edition. You guys all think that preview was Chaos Dwarves? But like the symbol was like vaguely Daughters of Cain and elfy looking, right? I think I would love Chaos Dwarves too, but I think we might be thinking like with our hearts, like wishful thinking. Kill Team may be June, right before the new GHB. Kill Team, interesting. We're almost in April. Yeah, maybe. Just one more foot hero, bro. I promise, bro. Just one foot hero lane, and it'll fix everything in KO. No, I mean, if KO do need a bit of an expansion, though. they're not my thing, but, fair is fair, right?
Yeah, and looking at the old preview and also seeing what people are saying in chat, I think it was Hashut, which could
Really?
be its own army.
Really? That
Yeah.
like green eye, the green like bluey eye set? Hashut?
Or maybe people weren't referring to that, but BP is saying in the chat that it was runes on chains that resembled Hashut symbols
Really?
that you guys saw together.
Huh. Interesting. Like, I thought it was going to be like Kurnoth. I thought that was like... I mean, Hashut...
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be cool, for sure.
Because it wouldn't necessarily just be Chaos Dwarves. Like, because Hashut is like...
He's a god.
Yeah, he's a god.
Of like smoke and flame or something.
Right? Yeah, like the forge and just kind of like smithing, I guess, in a chaos sense. And just having like really like fiery, like just like heavy armor, like...
Damn it. God dang it. I can't collect any more armies, guys. This is cool. Yeah. Like, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I made my own forge with my dad, and I was hand forging knives on Vancouver Island before. So I love that stuff. Skaven terrain for Warcry? Yes. That needs to happen, Bahamut. I've actually talked about that. That was part of my predictions for the year. But like, I don't know that it'll happen this year because like we're probably getting Tyranid terrain for Kill Team this year, and that's for like, and Tyranids are like last year's edition changeover. So it might be like next year we get Skaven terrain and whatnot for Warcry, but I would love to be wrong. We need Skaven terrain as well. Like, it needs to happen. The ruin of the chains that resembled. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would. Okay. My favorite thing for Kill Team Bahamut would be like Skaven, like Eshin versus whatever. Who cares? Because I'll probably just get rid of them unless it's like Seraphon or IDK or something like that. But yeah, if we had, Skaven versus X and then Skaven style terrain in a Warcry box, I will buy at least two of them. Let's compromise and add Skaven terrain for Kill Team. Yeah, I mean, I'm done with that too. Yeah, let's add it to the old world too. Like, let's just give more reasons for me to buy that. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Right. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you finish your thought, and then I'll. Yeah.
Well, I won't finish it, but like remind me because Beefy did bring up the 4 spearheads, so I did say that I wanted to go back to that earlier, but you say your thing before you forget.
I just like stumbled on a Reddit page, and I probably shouldn't be reading Reddit, I guess, while we're on the show directly, but like this person describing Hashut just did like such a good job at making me hyped for it.
Hell yeah.
Just describing it as a chaos god, and I'm just going to read exactly what he said. It says,
please.
Unlike Nurgle, Hashut has no regard for living things. Metal, stone, and fire are superior. Unlike Tzeentch, Hashut only seeks a unidirectional change, progress. Unlike Khorne, Hashut does not seek violence as a purpose, but as a mean. Hashut's followers must seek resources, and violence is justified if it brings more progress. Unlike Slaanesh, Hashut does not care about pleasure or entertainment. He is fixated on the goal of production, and any distractions must be avoided. That's sick. Like, I don't know if this guy wrote this, but that's such an amazing description of what this god is. So props to Darksteel Penguin is the Reddit user. Like 7 years old, but like that's awesome.
That was fire. That was so good. Could you send that to me? Like,
yeah,
I love that. That was poetic. Thank you. I heard it.
No problem. Oh, I see. Yeah. The Facebook message.
Yeah.
I heard it. I was like, I hope so. I was speaking for a while.
I hear that. Oh, man. That's funny. If those 4 are getting spearheads. Oh, okay. So that was amazing. I wasn't like Chaos Dwarves. Like, I wasn't hopeful for Chaos Dwarves in AOS because it's such an old world thing. You know what I mean? But Hashut coming to AOS and bringing his own thing, that sounds like something that actually sounds super possible. So yeah, that was poetic. I'm super glad you found that. Okay. So before I forget again, BV said, rumor today was we will see 4 spearhead boxes tomorrow. Ogres, Seraphon, Cities, and 1 more, alongside the next book for Spearhead. Oh, replaces Fire and Jade. Interesting.
I thought that would happen at the same time as the GHB. Weirdly. I guess now would be the time to announce that coming, but
it does seem like, well, you know what though? Like if they put it on its own though, like because like if they put it with the GHB, it'll get overshadowed by the GHB. Whereas if they put it in its own book, now, like if it comes out earlier or later, either way, yeah, I could see both. Yeah, like what you said, like that's where I would have assumed too. But like if it does come early, then that also makes sense to me, because, you know, Spearhead kind of needs it needs to be separated a little bit from the main game, I think. Different audience and that sort of thing. And like if you know, if they come out with both of them on the same day, for example, I would probably just buy the GHB. But if they come out with it ahead of time, like I've started playing more Spearhead games, and that game is awesome. Like, it's my favorite thing to play other than regular AOS right now. And sometimes I'm enjoying it more because it's faster, and you know, you're making tactical decisions on the fly. You're not planning things out in advance because you can't, you know, and you can get a little screwed over by the cards, just like Maelstrom and 40K. But you know, it's not really meant to be something to take super seriously. It's meant to like get people into the game and be an alternative to it. So I think it's really cool. Yeah. Here's the thing though, Beefy. Ogres and Seraphon and Cities. Like that's kind of a weird choice, isn't it?
it might just be like what isn't coming super soon.
That's a good.
Like,
yeah, like as soon as you started, I was like, oh right, because those are all not coming soon.
Yeah, but then again, we saw that rumor engine that looked a lot like Temple Guard, right? Or Source Guard or whatever.
Yeah. That's
So
true. But like
how
those
far
things
in?
can come like a year out too. So
Yeah, that's fair. Also, thank you, Big Ron, for resubscribing.
yeah,
It says
thank
the
you so
judge
much.
loves this channel. Carson, what would you like to see for ogres, even though it's early?
Yeah.
Oh, so many things. I would like to see. As much as I don't want my like painted models to become obsolete, I would like to see a revamp on like the foot
They
ogres
need
because
it.
what they did with the gorgers was just like, my God, those things look fantastic. And
Yeah.
scaling it up more like that to make it like a truly more like elite, big, thick army would be like super cool. I'd gladly paint those again. And then just distinction between all of the different foot ogres would be huge.
Right.
Just like Iron Guts versus Gluttons versus Lead Belchers or whatever their new names happen to be. So that.
And but what else? Like obviously, like that would be the refresh part, but they're going to add some more interesting new units, right?
Named character. Give me a named character. That'd
Or
be nice.
two. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. We got two new named characters just in the Skaven refresh. We got Vizek and we got Kritok. So did we get any named characters in the Seraphon refresh? Because that one was pretty extensive. I don't think we did.
I don't think so. What other named character other than Croak is there?
Well, in the old world, there was a bunch, but
Right. But like currently, is there anything else?
I don't think there is. Yeah.
Interesting.
It feels like a bit of a misstep, to be honest. Like, I would have loved to have seen, like, a named character, on whatever. Yeah. What else would you like? Do you have any other ideas for ogres?
I'd like to see a cavalry hero that isn't like on a Stonehorn or a Thunder Tusk or something like that. So Mordenfang hero would be really cool.
Right.
I'd like to see what else?
What about this? What about some kind of like you'd have to create like a backstory. You know how like Vizek has like this backstory of like he's like this vermin lord. It was like a seed of like a soul, and it fed, and it's like he's got this whole backstory, right? What if there's an ogre character, and GW, feel free to use this idea, and he's like either tired of the hunger or he embraces the hunger or whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? And he goes into the storm and he becomes like, it's like transforms him into some kind of like Wendigo type thing. Like this monstrous, it's kind of like Usharan, but like ogre meets Wendigo. What about something like that?
Like a half Gorger king kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. The storm just follows him around and like everything in his radius just takes damage all the time.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Right?
Any named hero with a big special effect would be really cool in ogres because I think they're definitely lacking that right now.
Exactly. Do you remember Todd McFarlane's Wendigo?
No.
I'll bring it up for the stream. For those that don't know what a Wendigo is, it's like a Canadian Bigfoot, but it's like a terrible monster. It's like super scary. He had such a cool Wendigo. All right, this isn't. I hate how Google has changed this so much. I'm not finding like the best pictures. Okay, open image in new tab. Is this gonna? Oh, it's so small. That's what she said. Or is this because these are thumbnails? Maybe it's because they're thumbnails. Can you guys kind of see what that? I'm not finding a lot of good stuff. Pinterest. Ew. Okay. I give up. Do you guys remember? See you, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, I don't know if you said something earlier. I was trying to find a Wendigo for everyone, and it did not work. Yeah. It's totally not as cool as a Sasquatch, though, just saying. You would say that. It's basically a colder... I mean, like, it depends on the depiction. They're much more malevolent. Whereas Ludivicus, you're much more jolly and friendly and nice. You don't murder things. People try and murder you. So I feel like you have a lot in common. Noblars on Saber-Tusk Chariot. Cool. Yeah, Noblars desperately need a new... I hope they don't make them basically just goblins. Like, they should be like ice gremlins or something. You know what I mean? Like, freaking cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they make ice gremlins, Carson, I might have to get into that army. Like, it would be... Oh, I love gremlins. Sorry, I interrupted.
That's kind of the issue with ogres, is that it actually has a pretty deep range as far as war scrolls go.
So true.
It's just a lot of really old models. Like, so I'm not necessarily asking for anything new, just like refreshes on the existing stuff would be great, and rules. But
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they wouldn't have to do much. They would have to do ogres. They would probably have to have 2 different kits for ogre infantry. Noblars. Oh yeah, we currently do have Yetis. They're pretty lame.
Terrible. Awful.
Yeah. Yeah. And saber, what do they call them? Tusks? Cats? I forget what they're called.
Frost sabers.
Frost sabers. Yeah. They're pretty lame too. I feel like though, like
Problems I've been using Hobgrots and then the from region wolves for Noblars and Frost sabers respectively. I'm like, they're not that bad, but I realize those aren't the models.
Oh wait, those are from Space Wolves and I was almost said Dominion. Crew Boys, yeah. Respectively. So yeah. What do we got? Leagues of Votan were dropped on a preview on April Fools. Chorsk? Ooh, that would be so awesome. But like, Stunties have like this crazy storied history, which is why they did that. They were like April Fools, just kidding, April Fools again, or April Fools reverse, or yeah. That was an amazing thing. That would be amazing if they did that. Like, what awesome symmetry and everything else that would be. But there's no way that they do that. I can't imagine. But yeah. That would be like the coolest thing ever. What was the Forge World Wendigo from back in Warhammer called? I don't... Are you talking about the... what are they called? The Ymir? Or whatever? I don't remember a Forge World Wendigo, but like... I have to Google things in separate pages just in case, it's Rule 32. Forge World. Oh no, I better write Forge World. Forge World. What was it? Like a Wendigo? Like it was probably like a Yeti or something, right? I don't see anything here. It brought up the Morngul. That's how you know you're like not in the right section here. I'll put it Sasquatch.
I think I might have found what the model looks like.
Oh,
but I don't know what it is. I'll send it to you.
Please.
Just send it to you.
I did find something. Okay. Let's go over here. Oh, right. I always think that
Incarnate
thing looks like
elemental.
Cool. Is this what you were talking about? I can't see your thing anymore because I got the wrong thing up. Incarnate elemental of beasts. Yeah, like this thing is kind of like, it sort of reminds me of like a Dark Souls boss or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think they could and probably should get a little more creative than that. But yeah. Imagine something like, sort of like this, but like shaggier fur, maybe a tail. Yeah. Like, yeah, shaggy white fur like the Wendigo and yeah, very feral looking. Some kind of amalgamation between like an ogre and a Wendigo. Like, damn. Because like the Stonehorn totally holds up in my opinion. I actually think that model looks sick. But then the only issue that we could ever possibly see is like if they redo ogre infantry so that now that the Stonehorn, the ogre that's on the Stonehorn, looks a little bit dated, then there might be kind of a clash there. So they might not get too creative with the ogres infantry.
That's kind of the problem is if you look at the Gorgers right now and compare them to like Gluttons.
Yeah.
Gorgers look incredible and they're proportioned properly and they're like huge.
Yep.
And then you look at the Gluttons and they're just like
yeah, they look so bad.
yeah.
But is that the case? Is that the case for the dude for the Frost Lord on Stonehorn, etc.?
Yeah, they don't look great. But I mean, like you're looking at the Stonehorn itself, right?
Yeah.
Which looks fine.
It looks great. It looks
the only problem with the Stonehorn, I think, is that when you have an army of 5 of them, they all are doing the exact same, like looking to the side pose. So
yeah, it's like that right now with like the Vampire Lord on like Zombie Dragon, you know. It's like Vordry is the same guy but with no helmet, or with no helmet. I can't remember which one's which. I play it as the guy without the helmet because I think he looks cooler. So, but really cool. Summer 2026. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
It'll be a dad bod barbecue for the ages, is what it'll be. Just.
Or what if it's this winter?
Maybe. I feel like they have too many armies in the backlog for it to be this winter.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, but like let's plan this out, right? So let's say we've got Soulblight in April. That seems like a pretty safe bet, right? And then Idnith in June? Oh, man. What was the preview? You don't happen to have that image, do you? The Adepticon like roadmap?
Well, we know that there's Night Haunt, FAC, Corn.
Right.
After that.
But like, didn't they say approximately when?
No,
I thought they said
I don't think so.
I thought they said spring for IDK Night Haunt and then summer for like the 3 black and white. But I'm not. Adepticon preview.
Yeah, it says what's coming. I see it. What's coming next?
Oh, right.
Idnith and the Night Haunt, and then on the horizon it showed.
That's so smart of them to do.
KO and FEC, and then the future showed those like eyes that you're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
And
so we don't know.
Eyes,
they used to always give us like seasons. You know, it used to always be spring and summer. Those wily sons of bitches. That's super smart. Yeah.
I don't know, those eyes. The more I look at them, it's like there's like something mechanical or.
Really?
Yeah. Here, I'll send you a picture of the eyes.
Please. Yeah. I took like stills and whatnot, but it was back in like whatever January or something. So.
Yeah.
Weird.
So if you look at them, it's like, glowing green pair of eyes, but the eyes are like, they look like metallic or like built somehow.
Interesting.
Or robotic maybe. And then these little like dangly bits with metal symbols on them. But I think that's what people were talking about. It looks like the Hashut symbol.
And like it would make sense if Hashut was kind of like a bull. Some kind of like bull monster forge thing, because like he always had to do with bulls, I think, right? Back in the day,
Yes.
like doom
Yeah.
bulls, and like there was all these different bull imagery.
Yeah, like
I
here's a
mean,
picture of her shit that I find on Google, for instance.
ooh. I actually would love to see that, especially after that description. Oh, sheesh. Okay. Interesting. He has that like chaos dwarf beard, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
he's
Just that
got
description like made me want to get her shit. Like whatever comes out for them, I'm like, damn, that sounds rad. Like,
don't you hate it when that happens? You're just like, damn it, I didn't.
someone just describes something to you in the perfect way, and you're like, I wish you didn't do that. I wish you
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. It's so true. Like this image is making me go like, oh, this is fine. It almost reminds me of like some imagery of like a kidding, you know, like the Japanese like dragon, horse, lion, right?
Right.
But what if they did it like that? What if it was
I've
like,
always had a soft.
yeah?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I've always had a soft spot for like the Easterlings from Lord of the Rings, like those cool helmets that they have,
Ooh,
and
totally.
like the Hashut stuff that they released for Age of Sigmar looks a decent amount like that, like the cool helmets that they have there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. Um, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is kind of sort of along the lines of it's not, this isn't exactly right, but oops. Like I feel like Age of Sigmar is the place where people should be creative. You know? Like look at Lumineth. Like the safest and maybe the smartest thing even was for them to play it a little safer, and they've got, you know, white lions and they've got all this other stuff, and they're like, nope, cows, and then eventually kangaroos. You're just like, okay. Like I didn't, you really zigged where I thought you were gonna zag there. So like Hashut, like give me something like this that's currently on stream, but darker and more fiery. But like the thing about that image though that we saw, the eyes, is it like it does seem like green and whatnot until you look at like behind them. It's got more browns and it does look more, yeah. So like when I read, but then I still kind of feel like that still could be Kurnoth, right? Like tree and browns for there, but then it's got like that sort of emerald sylvaneth kind of, you know, greens to it and whatnot. Man, it's funny how it's like, is it Hashut, the destroyer of forests, or is it the forest himself, you know, Orion reborn? It could be either, because all we see is his eyes. But it's, you know, like what's in the, if you look at those eyes too, what's in the like what's cut out is the eyes, right? And then the rest, I don't think, yeah, the rest is not the actual image. It's like a background that they've cut out, but it makes it look like he's got more of a snout, right? So, jeez. Okay, so like Orion, but like if you look at the symbol on the right, doesn't that look like a Daughters of Cain kind of deal?
To me, that looks like the Realm of Metal symbol almost.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what is the Realm of Metal symbol? Shimon. Hee hee. Shaman symbol. Age of Sigmar. Oh, I see. Man, it's so hard to see it. Bull Taurus. That image looked like a stone foreground to me, and Hashut would turn their sorcerers to stone. Jeez. I don't know, man. Like, I love that idea, but I think that might still be kind of... Because, like, if you look at the stone, it looks like there's sort of cave drawings on it as well. I think, like, that stone is, like, the Kragnos cave drawing thing that they were doing. I want the train so bad. Yeah. The what do they call, like, the lava, not lava cannon, but like the magma cannon, or I think it's called, and like the rail guns, cannons, whatever they're, I don't remember what they're called. Needs horns on his horns to complete the AOS aesthetic. Yeah. Oh man. But like, okay, putting all this stuff aside, what I think would be awesome, just to kind of tie it back into the Adepticon preview, what I would like them to do, did you ever see the contrast previews back in the day, Carson?
I think so, yeah. But sorry.
They did these like previews, and like the first one I think might have been Conan, and they were like, you know, like they did that whole famous thing where Conan's sitting on the table, but it's Duncan instead, and it's got Peachy and a bunch of people in it. And they don't tell you what contrast paints were. They just kind of previewed it, and it was just like this amazing sort of like very creative like teaser, essentially, is what it was. And then they did it with the Matrix with Peachy, and I forget, was it Duncan again? Did he play Neo? I can't remember. But like they kept doing those things. It would be awesome. Like, let's just say that this is Chorfs, right? Whatever it is. It doesn't really matter what it is. Like, what if they gave us eyes? They gave us eyes the first time, and then at Adepticon they gave us, you know, like a background image, you know, like a wasteland or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, don't give us enough to fully figure it out, but just keep teasing us, you know? Ideally, obviously, they show us at this Adepticon, but that's not going to happen, right? Because this is the future. But keep teasing us. Like, keep doing that, right? Am I wrong? Like...
Yeah, give us a little bit of a
nugget
after. Yeah. Like, just a different visual would be nice, yeah.
Exactly. And then eventually, like, whenever, like, maybe it'll be like, this is the future. So IDK, like, best case scenario, IDK comes out in May. And then we get Night Haunt, like, let's say, like, best case June. And then FEC, or it doesn't really matter what, right? July, KO, August, Corn, September, and that's everything that we know about, right? And so then this would be like the big November release. I don't think so though. I think so that the rest of those will take place throughout the rest of the year. And then whatever, like Corn or whatever the last one is, comes out in like October. And then maybe this future image, like Chorfs or whatever this ends up being, is the Boxing Day reveal. You know, they always do like a big reveal on Boxing Day. Maybe that's what it would be. Like, best case, right?
Yeah. Another thing to consider too is that because LVO is moving from January to October, that was like one big time slot that they were using for reveals.
That's a great point. Right.
So are they just going to like arbitrarily reveal something in the winter? Or
yeah.
Or will LVO this year have a big reveal at it still?
Surely. I mean, when GW's taking it over and like it's now theirs?
Yeah, but WCW is 1 month after it, right?
Right. That's true. You're making good points. But then like there's always a big army though on New Year's Day, right? Did they not do one this year?
I'm not sure.
Oh man. I clearly wasn't that excited about it. Like, I remember when they did Nurgle in like 2017 or whatever it was. It was like, oh shoot, you know, like it was huge, this huge revamp. And then Gitz was like the next year. It was just like, oh my god, like, and it just seemed like every year they were doing it. But we've been kind of spoiled for content in general. That's the Hashut symbol. There's a hammer on one of the Hashut guys that's very, very close. Okay.
So I think I found what Ludivicus was talking about. And
Okay.
I'm going to send it to you. And Ludivicus, if you can confirm, that'd be great. But I think it's...
Or deny.
Or deny. Yeah. I think it's the one on the top right with the hammer. But I'm not sure.
Oh, I forgot we got like a Hashut Warcry warband, didn't we? Is this what they are?
Horns of Hashut.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I think there's 2 units.
What?
For Hashut.
Is this why people are always talking about Chaos Dwarves in general?
Probably. Yeah.
Makes sense. Oops. Okay. What are we looking at? Like, what symbol am I looking at here?
If you look at the hammer
on the shield.
But
yeah, on the shield.
On, like, the shield as well, but like if you look, I think Ludivicus was talking about the hammer on the top left.
Oh,
and also on their little like cod pieces.
Oh darn it! I put the thing away on their cod pieces. Don't make me look at their cod pieces. Isn't that just a chain? Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I think you guys convinced me here. And yeah, oh, I see what you're saying. Like on their belt, right? Yeah, I think you guys fully convinced me now. It's just weird to have the green teal eyes, though. That's like my only sort of semi hang up in the whole thing. But I think you guys completely convinced me. Yeah. Okay, where did the eyes go? Light up the eyes, boys. Light up the eyes. Okay. I got the eyes back. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that's right. Wait, where did it go? Did you guys get to see that image, by the way? Like, I feel like I put it away. I've got too many tabs here.
I saw it on stream. Yep.
Oh, did you? Okay. I was trying to clean stuff up a bit there too. And then I ended up I didn't mean to put away the Hashut boys. Okay. Bring them back.
Visibly Riley says, Shut's been hanging out with the Great Horn Rat too much, and now they have a taste for Warpstone too.
Ooh. Huh. That's actually a really cool idea. Because, like, yes, Scryer's like super industry and like progression and whatnot. So that's actually kind of a sick point. And like the Great Horn Rat like rose up and
That might be a joke.
but like, yeah, maybe I'm like, yeah, what do you call it? Like taking something that's a joke and taking it too far, but it is the time of the rat. Like it's the Vermin Doom and everything is like come up, right? Honestly, like, and like, okay. Does Hashut join the Pantheon? Like the Great Horn Rat, like kind of sort of was hanging out. Like they said before that he was a part of the Pantheon, but then now they're like, he's officially part of the Pantheon. And I was like, I thought he already was, but okay, whatever. It's official. So does Hashut join, or is he like, you know, is he eating lunch on his own in the cafeteria? The Great Horn Rat used to hang out with them. And now he's just like, nah, I can't, I'm official now. So I'm with the cool kids, you know?
Sorry, man, I can't hang out with you anymore. It'll ruin my reputation. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, wait. Who's Visibly Riley says no jokes. Yes. Okay. I like it. Ooh, Beefy said, do you see that? Beefy said, in the deeper darkness ring the hammers of Hashut. Page 132, core rules. I doubt Hashut ever said no to Warpstone. Yeah, because the Great Horn Rat was like, he was a smoker, you know, And so he's just like, want to try some warpstone? Yeah, that's a good point. Hashut is the Anakin to the Chaos Gods Jedi Council. We will, what is it? Like, you can have a seat on the council, but you will not be granted the rank of master. Something along those lines. It's been a while.
There aren't 132 pages on the PDF of the core rules, unfortunately, which makes sense because I don't think they have any lore on there.
Right.
But I'm so curious. I think I'm going to go open my Skaven Tide box real quick and look at it. I feel like we're on like a choose your own adventure at this point with Hashut. So 1 second.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
be right back.
Let's do this. And then Matthew says, I wonder if they will keep the same lore from the world that was for the Chorfs. I think it'll be like an evolution, Matthew. Like it'll be like, we're bringing it like the Lumineth to High Elves, or even stuff that existed before, like Seraphon and Skaven. Like all of them have been kind of, they've sort of gone through an evolution and brought into AOS proper. So I think that will happen again. Oh, he's got the book. I could have also gotten my book, but Carson wanted to do it, so I think that was the best thing. It's in the lore. I'll send a pic to Carson. I don't think you need to. He's got the thing right there, and I'm controlling the stream. So if you're gonna send it to anyone, send it to me so I can throw it up on the stream.
So, page 132.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you so we can all see.
Okay, sounds good. That's perfect. Ooh. I think he said, incarnate of beast. Okay. I heard the ring a ding ding. Here we go. It's so exciting. I like that it's got your arm in the pic. Appreciate that. Wouldn't have it any other way, Carson. Ooh. Okay. Wait, where is this? Because I see Korn, Titsnitch, Nurgle, Slaanesh.
Yeah. So this is core rules, page 132, just describing the Chaos Pantheon.
Okay.
And then look at the very bottom.
Oh, shoot. It's got its own little thing there. Whoa. That's crazy. 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow. I never noticed that. And you know what's kind of cool too is like Carson talked about earlier, we do have these worshippers of Hashut, the warband, right? None of them are actual dwarfs. They're all human. So it's not like a dwarf only thing now. So yeah, it being about Hashut himself seems more likely the further along we go. Yeah, great find. Hashut makes more sense to have the dumb Hobgrot hero too if they can use Hobgrots. Oh, that's so true. Because Hobgrots get their grenades from Hashut worshippers or something like that. They're World War I style grenades that they use. Huh. Visibly Riley says, yeah, AOS has such a cool extreme aesthetic that I'd love to see Chorfs evolve. Yeah, exactly. I don't even I'm sure there will be some kind of dwarf representation in there, but it might be more like a chaosy mirror of Cities of Sigmar. You know what I mean? Where it's they're going out and they're kind of conquering, and there's sort of an evolution where they're kind of taking over and reconquering the land. And this might be a dark mirror of cities. It doesn't even seem unlikely,
Yeah, based on the description that we saw from that awesome Reddit user, it's just everything in the name of progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they're finally like, okay, we've made enough advancement that we can finally go out into the world and like start beating down the people that we think are getting in the way of progress. So that, or like maybe someone has something that we want, or
Right.
anything like that, right?
Right. I mean, it's not going to be the case, right? And we just got AOS 4. But man, like Hashut versus Kurnothi or like Sylvaneth in AOS 5, like that'd be so perfect because they're like the forest and they're trying to like, you know, reclaim the forest, and they're like trying to like kill the forest and turn everything into a city. Dang it. I want all of these things to be true. We've seen so many things in the core rules that are Easter eggs. Hashut, Incarnate, new terrain. What was the new terrain we saw? I don't remember that. What page? Beefy? Send us a page. KB get weapons from Chaos Dwarves. Yeah. The Slittas specifically were called out. They're grenades. Yep, it's in the fluff. KB are in cahoots with the CD. Like
Chaos
compact
Dwarves.
disc? Ah, right. Thank you. You were like ahead of me not knowing, because people keep calling them chorfs, and then I got used to that. Yeah. Dominion novel had full chats with Cruel Boys and Chaos Dwarves? Crazy. What's more interesting, Beefy, is that you read the Dominion novel. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Yeah. I kind of wish I did now, though. That's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, you know what's crazy is like when it started, I was like, I think you guys are wishful thinking about this Chaos Dwarf stuff. And now I'm like, I think they're completely right. And good for you guys. Is this a leak? No, it's in the core rules. Man, I had such a crazy sense of deja vu right now. I could have sworn this exact same thing happened where it was like, we were talking about, anyway, that was wild. Darius Hinks, he is so good. Did he really do the Dominion novel? He did Leviathan for 40K. Darius Hinks is like one of their best writers right now. Straight up. Page 43. The novel is okay. Leaks, no Easter egg. Well, we're kind of, this is more predictions. This is more tinfoil hat stuff. This is more like preaching on the side of the corner in downtown. Matthew says, I have zero doubts about if Chorfs are the next new army. It's just a question of when. I mean, they have certainly slowed way down in terms of like releasing new armies. So I don't think you're wrong considering like they previewed that and they said like in the future. But yeah. Hashut getting his own faction, though, I don't think there's going to be a representation of the god, though, like there is for Nagash. But, by the way, this is like a just to go back to IDK yet again. I do have a prediction, or sorry, it wasn't a prediction, but I made up my own lore for my Deepkin, like way back in the day. And I just want it to be true. And basically it's this. It's that the Deepkin like are trying to resurrect Mathlin. And so then they bring him back out of Slaaneish's belly finally. And he's like this twisted, dark kind of god that's like half Kraken, half like elven sort of god with like a huge trident, and yeah, the lower half are tentacles. But that's more just what I want.
My camera's going crazy. Sorry, I was looking at all the pages that Beefy was sending us for like hints and stuff. Page 43 and page 119 in the core rules. I don't see what you're referring to unless it's just like those random pieces of terrain that are in the battle.
Oh,
but sometimes
probably.
they do make custom terrain.
They do. Yeah. Yeah. They do that quite a bit. But then sometimes like everyone's like, oh, that's just something they made. Like remember the solar engine? And we're like, that's not a real solar engine. And then it was for Warcry, like which was crazy. So yeah. It could be.
Yeah, but you can never really know.
That's true.
Kind of sucks.
That's true. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have like you know how they have arcane terrain in AOS and sometimes it's like a large piece or whatever? Like both versions of the Realm Shaper engine seem like a good call for that. Bear says, page 39 has a big quote about hearing hammering from the mountains to methodical for Skaven. Oh, to methodical, like TOO. Interesting. Dang, I guess there's a lot of like Hashut like teasers in the in there. Huh. What are AOS stories missing that 40K and Old World have? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Qual. 146. I know they make custom terrain, but to have so many very similar styles is unlikely. That seems like a pretty like silly thing to like kind of leak in like a core rules book, but I'm not looking at it right now. I'm gonna grab my phone. Yeah. Just so my silly, what you call it, alarm doesn't make me panic and jump over the couch. Oh man, getting a lot of spam calls today apparently. Okay, wait, I don't know. It's gonna go off. There it is. Found it. Nailed it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty exciting. I'll give Qual a chance to like, just in case, but we have seen new terrain in backgrounds of review. That's true. No, and I hear that. And like, I was kind of with you, but have we ever seen it in a core rules book? Like, I feel like those books actually get edited properly. Whereas when they have like stuff that goes up on, in community articles and stuff like that, like I watched a video the other day with Louise from Rogue Hobbies. Oh yeah, it was Louise from Rogue Hobbies went on the painting phase with Peach and whatnot. And they were talking about how like these major reveals happened. Like the biggest, like worst feeling reveal that ever happened that got leaked was Magnus. And Magnus was the first Primarch to ever return. Like, period. There was no Gilliman. There was no one. And it was like the painting team like had like the box or something like that, like in the garbage or something, like, and it was just sticking out of a garbage. And they said it felt so bad or whatever. It was a very interesting sort of deal. But like meant to like not even check the pictures that are going in the core rules for that to be like revealing terrain. I don't think that's like, I'm not saying you're wrong. Like they're clearly previewing some stuff when they've got like this Hashut, in the deeper darkness ring the hammers of Hashut. Like I'm now completely convinced that he's coming. And it is only a matter of time. But, oh, Beefy just messaged me personally. Or is this the terrain you're sending me? Oh no, it just came through now for some reason. He sent me the same picture that you have here. Anyway, I don't think that that's the case. I kind of would like it if they started doing that a little bit, where they were like previewing, like showing stuff, because then people would start going through the core rules a lot more and like looking for things, and it would be fun. It would be like an Easter egg. or even if they kind of blurred it out, it wasn't where the focus of the camera was. That would be super cool. I just don't think that that's how they operate, though. Would love to be wrong. I think we all want to think that GW is like this mastermind. Like, part of that podcast as well with Louise and Peachy, she was saying like a lot of people like what, like, people constantly say like, what if GW is leaking this themselves? And they're both like, that is not what they do. Like, they're not this mastermind. Like, they don't have, like these charts and these lines drawn to pictures and stuff like that. That's not who they are. When it gets leaked, it's just a mistake. It's just them being human, and that's what it is. And when they said that, I was like, yeah, that's definitely true. But yeah. Corvus Cull Ascended. Yeah. I mean, that would be cool. Cool is a demon prince now, right? I wonder if Cool, I don't know how to say his name, by the way, Cool, will become a mortal centerpiece model. Yeah. GW couldn't play 1D chess. Oof. Harsh, but fair. I'm trying to remember what Cool even looks like. Cool? Oh, Corvus Cull. Right on. Or Corgos Cull. Right. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be part of. I'm not sure why you guys are talking about him. I don't think he's going to be part of. Whatchamacallit. He's not going to be part of Hashut. Oh, you're talking about like leftovers from AOS or from the old world. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he ascended or whatever, so like we probably will see a new model for him when we get the Corn book. But other than that, I don't know. Beefy says 171. Are those the new Soulblight Gravelords terrain houses or old Garden of Moor? I assume they're Garden of Moor because those have been around forever. They use them forever, and the new terrain doesn't look that dissimilar to Garden of Moor. But yeah. Anyway, we have waffled. My throat is sore because Carson has been silently watching me and judging me this whole time.
That's what I'm best at. Saving my voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I really should try and save my voice more on Tuesdays, but I get excited, Carson, and I like to ramble.
I feel like we alternate getting excited. Whenever we do like a list review show, I can go a little off the rails with explaining rules and whatnot. But yes, indeed. I've come out of this show with like an excitement I didn't know I had for Hashut.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that sounds cool.
Right.
Like, it just reminds me of like Hephaestus, like the god of the forge in like Greek mythology.
Yep.
But taken to like a way more like fanatical level, I guess, which is kind of cool.
Right.
So that's neat. I'm interested to see what they come out with, like as far as an army range goes, assuming that is coming.
Well, and if like they do that Cities of Sigmar Dark Mirror idea that I had, like then they could have Chaos Dwarves be in there as well. And then you've got human worshippers, and then you can kind of do like quite a range of things. And yeah, I think that would be cool. Yeah, but that's fair. Do you think that would be like your thing? Because you kind of like cities.
I do kind of like cities. I haven't even built them yet, though. Is the thing.
But then if we get Hashut, are you just like woo out the window? And you're just like. Here we go.
I don't know. The main thing, actually, honestly, the main hang up I have with cities is that the models I have are not models I can really use in play. And the models that you can use in play are like these old sculpts that I don't really want to have to buy and paint and stuff like that.
Right.
But if a ship comes out and it ends up being like a cities-esque thing that is all new models, I could be into that. But then again, this could come out so far in the future that I like lost all motivation to want to do that. So. But it seems cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, other than ogres and I'm assuming slaves to darkness, like I haven't really seen you really like just be like, oh man, these models are so cool. Like, I don't care what the rules are. You know, I want to paint these models, you know? So it would be awesome if that was the case for you.
That would be cool, yeah. And I could finally be a part of like a release day one, just painting and like a completely new army coming out would be rad, right?
Right. Because
like no one will have these models.
Well, they're both old world models. You've got ogres and you've got warriors of chaos, essentially, right?
Yeah, so to be a part of an army release that's like brand spanking new, I'd be happy to do that because it's just so like, true. Let's see it. Like,
yeah,
I'm just curious to see what they'll do with the sculpts, and if I can buy a bunch of them and paint them up, then that'd be cool. Because it feels like you're getting into something alongside a whole bunch of other people, right?
It's exciting. I think I've only done it once, and that was with IDK, because Seraphon getting a refresh doesn't count. Skaven getting a refresh doesn't count. So, like, brand new army. I mean, I guess I got Cruel Boys for the channel, like, just to have them, because they were the new bad, and I started the channel at the start of, right before AOS 3 dropped. But, like, IDK, like, that was so fun. That was so much fun. Just, like, brand new army. Everything's brand new. Even the lore is brand new, and I was just so there for it. So, yeah, that would be sick. I would love to see you really pop off about that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Excited to see what comes.
Yeah, same here. I hope everyone enjoyed their time tonight. If you guys did, we would really appreciate a like and or whatever, a subscription, etc. I don't know, I'm that casual about it. Probably not necessary, but you know, if you like, honestly, outside of even our channel, if you like what you're watching and you want to see more, make sure to like, leave comments, do those things, because then you're telling YouTube, I like this, I want more, and then they will send you more. That's just how it works. That's how the algorithm works. So yeah, if you did like it, please consider liking. If you hated it, give us a big thumbs down and tell us what you hated. Maybe it's my face. Anyway, if you didn't, what's that?
I said, or mine.
Or Carson's. Yep. Unlikely. He's got that charming mustache. But moving right along. Hope you guys... Nice. Yeah, got to clip that. But like, but thanks to everyone for hanging out. Hope you got something painted, or at least enjoyed your time. We are doing a battle report this Thursday, probably around 7 p.m. Same starting time-ish that we do this podcast. And yeah, I might be doing, we might be doing the preview show tomorrow. I don't know, like, if I can do it, I will. And if I can't, I'm so sorry. But join the Discord if you want to hang out with that. We will, you know, I'll try and let people know in the Discord. And yeah, but hope you guys had a good time. Anything before we go, Carson?
Go sign up for Wet Coast.
Wet Coast. Do it. Do it now. Do it yesterday. Or do it now. Bye.